Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. Today I will be finishing my discussion on this book right here by Dave Ramsey. It's called The Total Money Makeover. I'm going to be going over just the lessons and key takeaways I learned from reading this book over the last couple of weeks. Now, if you haven't already seen the previous video that I recorded about the first couple lessons that I learned through the first couple weeks I spent reading this book, the video will be down in the description. Go check it out and you can learn everything that I'm learning as I read this book. If you are ready to keep on going, what I'm going to be sharing with you is I'm going to be sharing with you the 7 key takeaways and steps to follow so that literally anybody, even you, can build wealth, get out of debt, and establish an amazing future for yourself and for your family, right? And so that's the whole purpose of the Total Money Makeover. It's to build wealth, get out of debt, and provide for an incredible future. And a lot of people out there, when it comes to money, they just make mistakes and they fail to build wealth and get out of debt. And so Dave Ramsey offers 7 steps, 7 key takeaways that literally can take anybody to that place of financial security. So let's get started. The first one is start off your journey by building up a quick $1,000 emergency fund. Now, the purpose for this is that if you're like most people out there, you're living paycheck to paycheck, unfortunately, and when emergencies come up, you have no choice but to borrow money and get in debt. And that causes problems for a lot of people. So the key thing to do here is to get radical and save up $1,000 that you use for the sole purpose of paying for emergencies when they happen. Step number 2 is to start what Dave calls the debt snowball. So what this is you're going to want to look at your finances and you are going to want to establish and identify a list of every single account that you owe debt to. If you owe debt to anybody, no matter what it is, no matter what the interest rate is, just list it in a list from the smallest debt to the largest debt. Now, the debt snowball is very simple. It's just you pay off your debts, smallest to largest. You make the minimum payments on all, but as soon as you finish paying off the smallest debt, you roll the payment you were paying into that into the next smallest one. And when you finish paying that one off, you roll the payments that you were paying on both of those debts into the third smallest one. And when you finish paying that off, you roll all 3 payments that you were paying on all 3 of those debts into the fourth smallest one. And so you build up momentum and you pay off debts until you're tackling the really big ones with the money that you were spending on all of them. And it's a very quick way to help people get out of debt. Now, the third step, once you are completely out of debt, is to build up a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. The $1,000 at the beginning was a great place to start, but it is not enough to protect you. And so save up 3 to 6 month worth of your expenses in an emergency fund. And don't put it anywhere. Keep it liquid, put it in a savings account, and save it for emergencies. Step number 4 is you need to work out your budget now that you've gotten rid of all of your payments, except for your mortgage, if you have one, that is. And you want to budget so that you can invest 15% of your household's gross annual income into retirement. You might think that there are other priorities out there, but once you're out of debt, once you have an emergency fund, you need to prepare yourself for the future. And it requires sacrifice to be able to invest 15%. But sacrifice, as I've discussed previously, is literally the only way to make real progress and develop real wealth. Step 5, after you start saving for your own investment and your own future, those of you with kids, you're going to want to start putting money away into college investment funds. Now, the purpose of this is to not only have a total money makeover for yourself, but to break the chain and to have your descendants experience the benefits of avoiding debt and building real wealth. So save for their college. Unfortunately, if you're also like most people, student loans are a plague, and everybody is plagued and chained to tens of thousands of dollars of debt. And that's how they start their adult lives with their families. And frankly, it's terrible. So if you can have a tight budget and sacrifice, you'll be able to invest in your retirement as well as save money for your children's future colleges so they can avoid the plague that is student loans. The sixth step in the total money makeover is to pay off the mortgage. Not just to do it on time, but to do it as quickly as possible. And this is going to continue to take a lot of sacrifice. But if you continue investing, if you continue saving for college, and you focus all your additional effort into paying off the mortgage early, there are countless stories of people becoming completely debt-free in quicker times than most people think is possible. Now, this is not a get-rich-quick. It's not going to take you 2 years to do all of these steps. It might take you 7, 8, 9, or even 10 years. But if you can put forth 10 years of sacrifice now for the rest of your life of financial prosperity, you ask anybody who's 80 years old and they'll tell you, yeah, 10 years of your life is more than worth it. So pay off the mortgage, get 100% debt-free, and then imagine the amount of income you will be able to put forth into investing. You don't have to be a billionaire. You don't have to have a six-figure income to make this work either. If you have 0 payments, including your mortgage, just think about the opportunities that would provide for you and your family. Now, the final step number 7, key takeaway number 7, is broken up into 3 ideas. And they are to have fun, to invest, and to give. At this point, you will be able to accumulate wealth at an astonishingly fast pace. And with this wealth that you are accumulating, it's okay to have fun, right? That's the whole point of money, is to not only provide for ourselves, but to experience fun in life and to buy things that we otherwise would not be able to. But it's important to not get carried away. You need to continue to invest and to sacrifice so that you can retain the money. It's not about how much money you can make. It's always been about how much money you can keep. So keep investing and establish a very secure position for yourself and your family. And the final thing you should do if you ever get to the point where you really accumulate money is to give. Give money away. Help those that are in need and serve those that are around you. Those were the key takeaways that I learned from reading Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. And if you're interested in learning more about these things I've discussed, go ahead and pick up a copy of the book. I have a link down in the description. Obviously, there's so much more information in here than I could ever explain in this video. And so please read it for yourself and start the journey for yourself so that you can reap the benefits of sacrifice and financial freedom. Thank you.